Well, then we got one more section to go, or one more fight to do. You know, when I first heard Urianger's plan, I didn't know what to expect. But then the enormous crystal appeared, and water came gushing forth, and, well... such a profound transformation. Though the change appeareth to be limited to an area no more than a few moms in diameter. Super seismic. Green and Urianger are considering the next step in the plan to reclaim the empty. I think this proves that the water-aspected ether is no longer lying dormant. So, which element should we rely next, Urianger? But judging by the title, it's going to be Earth. I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that! Forests in the empty! But before we begin, I'd like to know how the girl is doing. Still sound asleep. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seemed surprisingly normal, not at all like your unusual void scent. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Reen, perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less cooperative. And while I wait here, wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence, though through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. If all goes well, he won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. This is going to be a remix of... let's see, if I had to guess, it's going to be a remix of Titan. Once more unto the empty, dear friend. Thou art prepared, I presume. Now, before we embark on our journey, there is one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I would suggest a certain region that lieth east of Novront, which was once home to the great mountain Atlas. And for the earth-aspected primal we wish to invoke, that could be a more fitting choice than Titan. I don't think I've heard of that one. What's it like? Well, he's kind of big. And he knocks you off the platform. Worshipped by the kobolds, the landslides. It seems like you had a rather traumatic experience. Well, considering how many times I've flipped off of it as Dragoon. Yeah. But if our last battle is anything to go by, this one will be different from the Titan that Berlin remembers, yes? Aye, 'twould be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Past experience will avail thee not, I fear. All right, Brilliant. Once you're ready, we'll be on our way. It took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready, Brilliant? Memories of Titan come tumbling back. Eden's Gate. Sepulture. Unlocked. Okay, let's queue up for this. And that should be the last of the Eden's Gate. Kind of curious if they like changed each one of these to be each of the primals you fight, or each of the bosses you fight, but it doesn't look like they've changed at all. Like, I would expect like this to change to the one that you would be fighting next. Well, actually no, because we technically haven't summoned it yet. There we go. That was a quick cue. Let's get started. I mean, I guess that's Titan, just a lot more metal. Music is too. Why is he aggroing me? Whatever. I guess I'm main tank now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Not that. Oh, that was close. Well, let's not stand there. Oh. Yep. That's usually how it goes. Just like original Titan, getting knocked off the edge. At least I didn't backflip. Oh, I didn't get hit. Yep, I got hit by that again. Supposed to hide behind the rock. Look, I'm tanked now. Okay. I need to figure that one out. He's trying to get me up. There we go. You got it. Oh, he got ricked. Oops, I didn't watch the order. This was the last one that lit up, so... Oh, he wants me to... Oops, wrong button. Oh, I see. I'm supposed to be taking it. Okay. Yeah, because he's got vulnerability down. Okay. I never tank this. Oh no, I'm not touching Savage. I rarely tank this stuff. I only usually tank dungeons. I don't enjoy tanking this stuff. That was definitely the hardest of the four. First one was really easy. And I get the minion. I was being a terrible tank there. I didn't realize he had the vulnerability. And I still got a command. Why? Welcome back. You must be exhausted. For a creature made of rock, it was a lot more agile than I was expecting. I wonder, was the Titan of your world a tough opponent too? He never stood a chance against me. Yes, if I'd put one foot wrong, I would have fallen to my doom. Yeah, that's how it works. So all it would have taken is a moment lapse of concentration. I don't like the sound of that. But more importantly, you've defeated another elemental being, which means we're one step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much a difference we've made this time. Now, that might be cool to look at eventually, but like, since I probably wouldn't end up doing Savage, I probably, like, even with the group, I would try and do it unsynced, but since the max level is 90 and this is 80, I probably won't ever look at it. Did we do all this? Aye. It would appear that balance has returned to the element of earth, and yet... The transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond this lake doth remain unchanged. 'Tis passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this falleth short of the outcome I had envisioned, 'tis plain our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is the result of an intersection of etheric currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that similar locations in the empty hath undergone comparable alterations. Then the ether will be spread out from these points to cover the rest of... Rain. I mean, she's kind of been actually working hard. Trying to fight and keep control of Eden. It's unsurprising that she's worn out. Let's see. Okay, this is 5.0, so let's do this one too. The next piece of the puzzle. Rain appears to have been overcome by exhaustion. Yeah, this looks like it's the last one for this section. It's nothing. That's what Thancred says. He knows better than that. That didn't look like nothing to me. You'd better lie down for a while. No, really, I'm fine. See, she's learning from her dad. Anyway, we've still got work to do. Nay, Thancred hath the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Rain, thou knowest not the strain thou doth place on thyself. Though the elementals of water and earth hath been restored, continued exposure to the empty stagnant aether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Oh, yeah, you're right, Lugs. That's how it usually works. Now that you mention it... Oh, this isn't Urianji. Now that you mention it, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts since we got here. I should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements hath provided unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask that thee refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why? I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary. This reminds me of all the stuff of Urianji trying to do everything in secret, like with the Warriors of Darkness and stuff. And keeping secret with, in Shadowbringers with Grandpa Tia. You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure. But to be perfectly honest, I'd prefer not to keep secrets from people that I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll do as you ask. It seems to me that Rain isn't the only one who would benefit from a change in scenery. Our Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in a more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associates from the Crystarium organizing a safe place for her to stay. If you and Berlin could go ahead and have a word with them in Mordsuk, we'll catch up with you once again. Urianji has finished whatever he needs to do. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad for thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such long ways since we first met, and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the first forever. The time will come for Reen and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Urianger. I see trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can. And to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in, unlike Thancred. Reen is possessed of a natural affinity for aetherology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. Mom and Dad having a squabble. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, most like. Though, come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. Oh, sure, except for, like, you know, her not wanting to rest. However, like these, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Actually, he keeps them on his waist now with his dual disc. Anyway, Brillian, you'd better take the sky slipper with Reen. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenges that lie ahead, so go on and get some rest. We shall await news of thy arrival in Almarang. Yeah, she really does take after both of them. Oh, let's head on back. Oh, right, no mounts here. It seemed like you were all having quite a serious discussion. I hope I haven't given any cause for concern. Well, if you say so. I probably shouldn't stay in the empty any longer than necessary, though. So, do you want to take the first shift piloting, or shall I? Reen, do you have your license? Phew, I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I've no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find our contact from the Crystarium. But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry. When I first spoke to Thancred and Urianger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was scared of what we'd find. But now that we found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have been. From now on, whenever I hear the voice inside me telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up. Yeah, we don't actually know her yet, so I'm not going to make any comments. Even though I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Do you remember what she said right before she passed? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person like you or me. Obviously, she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her, to find out who she is, and if there's anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, it will be all my fault. It will be all yeah, that's what she says. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Brillian? If Alphanode were here, he'd talk things through with her. Yeah, he probably would. Even MXL had his reasons. We should let her here at least hear her out. There's not much we can do until she's awake. That's true. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't be trying to decide her fate before we even know who she is. In the meantime, we'll have to be patient and hope that she comes around soon. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see Uriange's errands. The people we're on our way to meet lent us the Sky Slipper and most of the apparatuses we've been using, and since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Alright, this should be the end of this. That was a nice outing with Mom, Dad, and Reen. Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. That's Gul, who's interested in trading for any relic we can find in the empty. Apparently, he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot, but he's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now, the ones we came to meet should be around here somewhere. Ah, Reen, what a relief. What a relief it is to see you returned unharmed from your expedition. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than we expected. Brilliant, I'd like you to meet Luri. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As a representative of the Settlement Council, I am here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary for your mission. I will be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Actually, there's something we'd like to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here, Brilliant. You should get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. Grab skill speed. Okay, one final cutscene. I see. Though it mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing this matter with Reen and Brilliant until we know more. Well, I appreciate you telling me, even though it is too soon to be sure. I'm sure I'm the one watching over her, after all. The Oracle of Darkness. Okay, yeah, it is who I think it is. Pray, that is not true. Still not gonna say anything until they actually, like, confirm it.